one of the things to talk about this show is out of sight, out of his mind. Donald Trump's apparent problem with object permanence. Now, we heard that Donald Trump, he took the pictures, the portraits of President Obama and President George W. Bush, and he put them into some secluded stairwell. So I guess he won't have to see them. I guess if he hides the pictures, they don't exist, right? Just like if you don't test for the cases, they don't exist. According to at least Donald Trump's mind, if you don't put people on the border and instead you put ICE and Border Patrol all over the country, deporting people from Norfolk off of cruise ships and go to a PhD student in the San Francisco airport, all these people, busy doing all these other things, they're not at the border, so therefore you don't see them. And if you don't have any encounters, they're not crossing, right? Out of sight, out of mind, right? I mean, Kristi Noem did say that there were 0 border crossings over the last 3 months. 0 illegal border crossings, I should say, over the last 3 months. Really? Really? If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'd like to sell you. And then, of course, there's the unhoused in D.C. Donald Trump, in his attempt to have a fascist takeover of the nation's capital, has decided that he wants to, kick out all of the folks who are unhoused. Because that solves the problem, right? That cures the issue of what's going on. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But again, if he can't see them, then they don't exist. This is something called object permanence, or the opposite of which. Object permanence is the idea that just because you can't see something, it still exists. Object permanence, according to experts, is a significant milestone in child's development because your cognitive development is progressing once that happens. It is a foundation for other skills like language development and spatial reasoning. It's usually learned between about 4 months and 7 months. So makes sense, 4 and 7, 47. Donald Trump's the 47th president. Maybe, this explains why he says, hamburgers and kofefi, because maybe he hasn't actually gotten object permanence yet. Maybe that's something that's delayed. And people with a borderline personality disorder may struggle with object permanence as well, meaning they have a difficulty maintaining emotional connections with people or things that are not immediately present. The struggle can manifest in intense fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, and emotional volatility. It is a personality disorder characterized by severe mood swings, impulsive behavior, and difficulty forming stable personal relationships. According to another website, symptoms of borderline personality disorder may include a strong fear of abandonment. This includes going to extreme measures so you're not separated or rejected, even if these fears are made up. Pattern of unstable, intense relationships, such as believing someone is perfect at one moment and then suddenly believing the person doesn't care enough or is cruel. Quick changes in how you see yourself, shifting goals and values, seeing yourself as bad if you don't exist. I mean, that doesn't apply to him, clearly. Periods of stress-related paranoia and loss of contact with reality. These periods can last from a few minutes to a few hours to, whole presidencies. Impulsive and risky behavior, such as gambling. I mean, he did run casinos. Dangerous driving. He did supposedly grab at the wheel when he wanted to go to Congress during January 6th. Unsafe sex. I think he did say that he went raw dog with Stormy Daniels, or at least she did. Spending sprees. That's apparent. Binge eating. Hamburgers. Drug misuse. I guess we can't necessarily put that on him. Sabotaging success by suddenly quitting a good job or ending positive relationships. I don't know how many positive relationships he has, but, he has declared bankruptcy many times. So, wide mood swings that last for a few hours, a few days. These mood swings can include periods of being very happy, irritable, or anxious, or feeling shame. That last one Donald Trump doesn't have. But ongoing feelings of emptiness, I don't really know if he feels empty or not. Inappropriate, strong anger, such as losing your temper often, maybe throwing ketchup bottles against the wall, being sarcastic or bitter, or physically fighting. And again, you don't have to have all of these. It just says symptoms may include. So some people with borderline personality will have some of these, other people will have other of these. And well, I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I am, the only closest I've gotten is I was nearby my mom when she was learning her degree in social work, and I think I picked up a few things. But, I think it's reasonable to conclude that Donald Trump may very well have borderline personality disorder, and it's very well possible that perhaps because he has borderline personality disorder, he has issues with object permanence, and that's why he thinks that if you hide portraits, if you hide the homeless people, the unhoused, if you don't look at testing, if you stop testing, all those things, he believes that those things, the COVID tests won't, the COVID cases won't exist, the pictures won't exist, maybe even the presidents won't exist, the unhoused won't exist, if you just sweep them under the rug and, pay no attention to them. So what do you think? Do I have an accurate assessment of Donald Trump's mental health or lack of health for that matter? Let me know down in the comments below.